Greetings, welcome to TFT Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee. This is me, Oberon, with my show Goth Tarot. It's the weekly look into the shadow side of life. It could be telling us about things coming to us, but it could be more about the philosophies that we embrace as we try to make our way in the world. So I'm using a variation on the Mystic 7 spread, tarot spread, which sort of takes the intersecting triangles, a descending and ascending triangle, and has the 6 points of that star. It's also known as the Jewish star, the Star of David. There's a point in the center for the 7th card, and then I finish the whole thing with some affirmation work from the Earth and Bone Oracle set. So let's get started. And of course, this reading is for today, May 3rd, all the way through next Tuesday, and that's May 9th. All right then. The first triangle, the ascending triangle, is constructed entirely from cards drawn from the Santa Muerte Tarot. And they cover 3 points of the triangle are the dark design, which would be the focus of the reading or the week, the dark drama, which is the outside influences, mostly people you may know, people who talk to or about you, and then card 3, the dark destiny, the way things seem to be going potentially more or less. All right, the first card is the dark design. The focus of the week. It's the Page of Cups. So there's a message coming. There's new kind of vibration. It's probably something that concerns your emotional life. It's not necessarily like a new romance or anything like that. It could be you really trying to be poetic and philosophical and basically good-natured. So despite how you see yourself on the Gothometer, the kind of register of how Gothic you feel about things, this week is an overall pleasant, serene kind of week for you. Maybe you are thinking about, romantic ideas, whether you're in a relationship or not. All right, so the next card is the dark drama, and it's the influences of people around you or situations around you. And it's the reversed 7 of Pentacles. And the reverse 7 of Pentacles, the outside influences are trying to move you to action of some sort, possibly before you're ready for it, possibly before whatever intersection between you and those situations can muster up to resolve. So I'm feeling this could be pressures from work. It is Pentacles. It could be collaborations of different sorts where maybe somebody feels they need you to get to be more active. And so it does kind of conflict with this card, because maybe you were thinking this was the week you could take a vacation. So there may be a dichotomy between your more calmer look at life or slower look at life and somebody that's trying to make you more active or work on a project together with them and bring it to fruition of some sort. So then this card for the final part of the pyramid is the dark destiny, the way things could most likely end up going. And we have another page. It's the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is also upright. So this card, well, it's kind of interesting, I guess, because as another page, it's another messenger. It's good related to business. And it looks to me like maybe some of this matter is you waiting for clarifications for news that indicates whether or not you should move ahead with certain projects that maybe you have a collaborative effort with. So it looks like that's the way you should go, but is it really what's happening here? What else is going on? And you know, for a goth kind of reading, it seems a little bit mundane to me. These cards that I pulled up, I'm not sure if the problem's me or it's just the kind of week it is. You know, a couple of planets are retrograde. I think Pluto's one of them. I'm trying to remember where, if it's in Aquarius or something like that. Pluto in Aquarius. And that's going to be for a few months. Doesn't sound right. Anyway, I'm hoping to throw a little light on the matter by showing us what haunts us, what the dark shadows are in the next pyramid we're going to build, the descending pyramid. And so that first point is right there. I guess I should move those a little bit. And it represents the idea of what you feel is holding you back, what you feel is sort of present at some sort of fear existential level, of feeling like it paralyzes you, it makes it hard for you to get around it or to overcome it. It's a haunting in a way. It may not be an actual ghost or entity. What are your dark shadows? And I used the Goth Tarot. I didn't mention it earlier. And boy, we sure have a lot of court cards. And this is the reversed Knight of Wands. So the dark shadow, I guess I should hug that in a little bit. The dark shadow is the reversed Knight of Wands. What's haunting you, perhaps, is despite some indications of what other people want to do, you don't want to press forward very forcefully. Maybe you have a real dubious feeling. You don't trust the situation. Maybe that's what's going on, is that you have a feeling of not trusting what's going on in terms of either the things that are offered to you or the reason why they're trying to influence you in this manner. So it haunts you, I suppose. I feel like it's just something that's been going on for a while and it's always been there, and you just sort of feel like perennially you're dealing with the situation, perhaps. I'm not totally sure about that. Let me think about that. So at this point then, I guess we want to know what the truth of the matter is. What really is the dark truth, a reality that you probably do have to accept. as a reality that you must accept. The dark truth means that it's the way things really are. As much as anything is totally unforgiving in tarot. Tarot is a snapshot in time, I always say. So what is the dark truth? And the dark truth is the Empress. The dark truth, perhaps, is that you need to do these things for yourself in your own manner. That whatever it is that someone may be trying to spur you into action, you know, your feelings of you can't compensate, like you're just not able to pull your value out in some way. Some of that has to do with the trust issues I mentioned, I think. I think that maybe rather instead, the dark truth is that you probably would be better off if you just handled it your own way, or handled just taking care of yourself in your own way. It's a really strong feeling here with that. But you know, I always feel that there ends up being a dark twist in all of this. And so for that, I'm going to use the Black Tarot to see what the dark twist is. What is the unexpected bit of destiny that might happen that would otherwise not necessarily offer you a chance to change anything. The dark twist is that possibility that there's still something that could change. That in knowing what this twist means in your life, that it might offer you the chance to do it differently somehow. So what is that dark twist? Well, it's the reverse Ten of Wands. That's pretty unique, I think. I think the dark twist, just going to turn those off like that. The dark twist, the reversed Ten of Wands. It's almost as if something just removes the situation from you. If there is something that's really an obligation to move this project or energy, you know, that people are trying to say you need to step up your game, maybe it becomes a non-issue because it's just really removed from you totally. Or you find a way to actually remove that obligation yourself. You know, that actually does seem more likely, especially because you're basically trying to take care of things on your own. You know, there's a bit of nebulosity about the Page of Cups and the Page of Wands. We know that they tend to mean messages, but as a dark design, I guess this is really saying that the overall matter involves a sense of sensuality or your own emotional, sensual concerns in a matter. The Page of Wands over here is in the dark destiny, the way things could go. It's not as final as anything else, but it may be what it looks like it's leading to. And so it's maybe just trying to find a way to do business here to sort of advance the concerns of some enterprise. Could even be the friendship. So maybe, you know, maybe there's like a contradiction between your relationships with what you're working with, that, you know, they're either very friendly or there may be more involved. And so maybe the dark twist is really you coming to terms with that and sort of pulling the rug out for yourself or otherwise to put everything in the perspective it needs to be in. Well, there's only one card left to pull for this configuration, and that is from the Crow's Magic Tarot. I will now pull the 7th card, which is the Dark Gift. The way you can actually succeed here. The magic or intuition, the insight, the special skill or ability that you may have, the resource, something you have control over that is yours and could possibly help you through the situation here. And it's the upright nine of coins. So I do like that. It's really a continuation of the previous card, the letting go of the obligations. The nine of coins here, and it threw me off for a moment, just really says your gift is you know how to pull yourself aside, to pull yourself back into that Empress position. What was that? That was really the dark truth. That this is what you are, that maybe you're only able to handle or willing to handle so much as a Goth person in this situation, and just feel that you need to be on your own, really. I had to really think about that one. Goth people are part of a community, but they're not necessarily the same. I don't know. Somebody's going to tell me you're wrong. We're just the same. So, at this point then, we're going to do our shadow work. And our shadow work comes from the Earth and Bone Oracle set. And I love this Oracle set. I think it's a great compliment to the reading. It's by Syrian Shadow. It's self-published, and it's dark and earthy. So I'm now going to shuffle the Oracle deck and see what our affirmation is that can help us out here. Something to think about. They usually seem to coincide pretty well. This one was a little bit all over the place, but somehow I know it's going to make sense. It's the Wayfarer, number 11. Contemplation, search for truth, inner guidance, introspection. Don't be afraid to walk away from things for a fresh start. Choose a path. Do not avoid what scares you. Do not spread yourself thin. Pick something that lights you up. Say no to things that are emotionally unfulfilling or draining. Follow your heart. You may have trouble with making a decision. Feed your soul. Continue to search for deeper meaning. You are divinely protected and guided. Pick which options are the most emotionally fulfilling. Try creating a system to automate mundane tasks and invest your time wisely. Release activities that deplete your energy. You have a divine plan but are being blocked by negative emotions. Open to love and forgiveness. You are laying foundations. Stop judging. Treat others how you want to be treated, with love, openness, and honesty. You may be neglecting relationships and feeling lonely, but you aren't alone. Align yourself with your truth. Affirmation. I am strengthened as I see the truth of my personal reality. And I think the whole thing is really about, other people trying to get us to cooperate with their plans, and it may have some effect on our own plans. And so we just have to learn how to go our own course for this week. So that's what I have for Goth Tarot, and it's the nature of things, I suppose. I'll see you next week.